What's going on? It's James, aka the Boise Jon Snow, and I'm gonna be real quick. I almost didn't do this video at all because recently, yesterday, the Las Vegas shooting happened, and a very close friend who was almost caught in the middle of that. Thankfully, he's okay now. If you had someone or is in the hospital or lost someone, I'm very sorry. My thoughts are with you, but thankfully, everyone I knew is okay. I'm sorry if you lost anyone. I almost didn't do this just because, like, give it a rest. No one needs to hear me talk about movies. But, maybe in this time is when I need to do it the most. I don't know. Maybe make someone smile every once in a while. If I could do that on a terrible time like this, that would mean the world to me. So, no more sour notes. Let's talk about movies. Let's talk about American Made with Tom Cruise. So, American Made is based off of the true story of a CIA pilot who was, a TWA pilot who was recruited by the CIA to take pictures of stuff during the Cold War, and then recruited by Pablo Escobar to run drugs, and then recruited the CIA to run guns, and then at the same time run drugs and then trade those. It was, honestly, the story itself is astonishing, and it's all true. And going into this movie, I really didn't have too much expectation. It just looked entertaining. It looked fun. It looked, shocking, because I remember in the trailer I see he's sat down handcuffed, and he's like, "Hey, I'll get you guys all Cadillacs if you let me go." And they're like, haha. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to walk out. Peace out. And then he does. And just that kind of power, it was just astonishing that he had that. And so that was really cool. And I was interested off that. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan. He just seems to be Tom Cruise in every role, so I don't really, worry too much about him. I like the Mission Impossible movies just fine. I've never disliked him. He's just not a guy I rush the box office for. And then Doug Liman was behind the camera on this movie. Doug Liman is responsible for Swingers and then I think the Firstborn movie. And so he's a solid director, and I'm willing to watch what he puts out because he's pretty solid most of the time. So this combo was set for a solid success, and I went into it, with decent expectations. And then upon viewing the movie, there's actually a lot of good stuff in it. Let's start with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise gave a great performance. Usually in most roles you can expect to see Tom Cruise and Tom Cruise alone, and you see him doing his running thing or him being all macho man. Tom Cruise had a very solid performance in this movie. He rocked the accent the whole time, which isn't a big deal, but he rocked it. He had a certain innocence and swagger to him. He definitely had a swagger to him. I'm not sure innocence, just kind of always like a deer in the headlights at all times, and he's honestly the worst liar. At least the character is the worst liar ever. They always walk to him like, "Hey, I hear you're smuggling cocaine." He's like, "Oh, whoa, me? Oh no, oh man, not me. No, sir." And it was just so bad. He was just the worst liar. But I found him very watchable. And then the co-star in the movie, Donald Gleason, who's in Star Wars and Ex Machina, plays the perfect guy. You look at him and you're in class one day and you're about to get out, and the homework was due, but no, teacher forgot. Teacher forgot about the homework. He's the guy to raise his hand and be like, "Oh, miss, you forgot about, chapters 8 through 35 were due today." And she's like, "Oh, thanks, Donald, you're the best." He just gives off that persona. He's a little punk that's always trying to be right, always trying to kiss up to the boss, stuff like that. He gives off that persona. He does it great, and he was really awesome in this movie as well. The overall acting in this movie was top notch. I really liked the way the movie was shot too. It kind of was always uneasy, and it had a grainy look to it, almost like it was being documented in real time. I really liked the way it was shot. I liked the way you saw this progression of this man who at first was just smuggling a couple of Cuban cigars on his trips to, just taking some pictures, risking his life for the CIA. And all this he's doing it for his family. So it's relatable, but then you see the things he does, and that the U.S. is kind of like, "Hey, we need you to do some more of it." It's just crazy and just absolutely bonkers. I don't know, I said bonkers. It's just crazy to see that we actually allowed this to happen. And then we gave him a little nudge to keep going. And then how when he was finally caught in the end, it was just kind of you signed up for this, and just totally threw him under the bus. Just very shocking story. And then the overall critical response is actually very, very good. It's 85 Rotten Tomatoes, 81 audience score on Rotten Tomatoes as well. So it's getting good praise. I agree with it. I think it's a solid movie overall. Tom Cruise is pretty much being talked about, and because he held this movie very, very well. There wasn't, like I said earlier, there wasn't too much Tom Cruise. He was this guy. He gave off that persona, and it was really, like I said, again, why am I repeating myself? It was nice to see this arc of a man and knowing it was all real the whole time. And I think that's what this movie has going for it the most. If this was just a story, like an original movie, I'd be interested, but the fact that this story is real, I think really elevates this movie. So I think the movie is just a little more enjoyable because it's real, not just because the story is like a crazy story. It's because it actually happened like 20 years ago. Kind of crazy. And with that being said, I'm gonna give this movie, oh man, I don't know, I'm gonna give this movie. I'm gonna give this movie a $5 Tuesday rating. Go see this on the cheap seat night or whatever $5 day. I think it's a very good movie, but I think it's elevated by the story being real, and there's honestly nothing too much being brought to the table that's over the top in terms of like a cinematic or a new movie thing. The thing that this movie has going for it is the true story, like I mentioned earlier, but besides that, the movie's not bringing too much to the table. So I think this movie's absolutely worth $5. If you're a Tom Cruise fan, this is worth full price admission. He's great in this movie, but as an overall movie, $5 is definitely worth it on Tuesday. I probably repeated myself way too much in this video. It's kind of, I've been over the place lately, but it's all good. Once again, thoughts and prayers out to those who have loved ones in Las Vegas. It's a tragedy. I hope this country can really turn around. But if you liked the video and you liked what you saw and or heard, please hit subscribe, follow, throw a comment at me, say what's up, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day and a fantastic week. I'll see you later.